Busy Bride 101, where I share realistic and practical tips to help you plan a wedding that feels intentional, joyful, and yes, organized. I know how busy you are, balancing your work, school, or life in general, so my goal is to give you the advice that actually saves you time and stress. Now, today's episode is a little lighter and less intense than topics like budgeting or contracts. We're talking about something that might not be on your radar yet, but it can make or break the flow of your wedding reception food service. It's meal identifiers. If you're planning a plated dinner where guests choose between chicken, beef, or fish, or even if you're serving multiple dessert options, this little detail is a lifesaver for your caterer, your servers, and your guests. So let's dive in. Picture this. The servers are coming out with trays of beautifully plated entrees, but they have to stop at each table and ask, "Who ordered the salmon?" Meanwhile, your steak is getting cold and you're cringing from across the room. Not exactly the seamless vibe you want for your wedding, right? And here's something else. It's not just about the food. If your guests are in the middle of a conversation and suddenly have to pause while the server tries to figure out who ordered what, it simply interrupts the flow at the table. It feels clunky and it pulls people out of the moment. Having clear identifiers lets service happen quietly in the background so your guests can stay engaged and enjoy their dinner without distraction. Let me give you the behind-the-scenes outlook when there are no meal identifiers. Caterers prepare portions in advance and use clear signals for efficient service. Without identifiers, things slow down, mistakes happen, and it can leave your guests feeling awkward or maybe even frustrated at times. But here's the kicker. This issue doesn't solely affect large-scale weddings. Regardless of whether you are hosting 50 or 150 guests, the use of clear meal identifiers ensures a consistent flow of service and enables all attendees, including yourself, to enjoy the dining experience. And if you're wondering about timing, most caterers need your final entree counts about 2 to 3 weeks before the wedding. That's why keeping your RSVPs on track and your identifiers clear is such a gift to your catering team. It keeps food waste at a minimum and helps them serve each course right on time. There are a myriad of ways to display meal choices. Some couples go all out with a custom engraved place cards or maybe elaborate signage. But today, I want to share options that are quick, easy, and cost-effective without sacrificing style. Here are a few of my favorites. Number 1, icons on place cards. This can include chicken, cow, or fish images that are printed on each guest's card in a subtle manner. It's simple, clear, and maintains a sense of style. I once worked with a couple who had watercolor icons painted to match their invitations. Guests actually kept their place cards as keepsakes because they were so pretty. Number 2, ribbon ties. Use different color ribbon ties and tie them to each place card to represent each entree selection. It adds texture, a hint of color, and it blends beautifully into your table design. Number 3, color place cards. If you're going for a bold or whimsical aesthetic, instead of icons or ribbons, make the entire card a different color based on the entree selection. Such a conversation starter at the dinner table. Number 4, tiny illustrations. Walk with me here. Think sprigs of rosemary for chicken, waves for fish, or a rustic steer for beef. These little details feel personal and artistic while serving a very practical purpose. And number 5, table number and meal identifier combinations. If you're already planning to use, let's say, acrylic or wooden table numbers, you can add small engraved icons for each entree. Elegant, easy to read, and totally timeless. Now here's a pro tip. Along with whatever identifier you choose, create a simple spreadsheet with your guest's name, their table number, and their entree selection. This document makes it super easy for your planner, caterer, and servers to cross-check meals during service. It's a small step that saves so much time and keeps service running like clockwork. And don't worry, this is something your fiancé, planner, maid of honor, or even your mom can help set up. It doesn't have to fall totally on you. And if you're listening and thinking, Lisa, I don't even know where to start with making that spreadsheet, I've got you covered. DM me and I'll happily send you a simple template you can plug your guest information into. It's easy, it's organized, and it will give you so much peace of mind. Now let's talk desserts. Whether you're going with a classic multi-tiered cake or a dessert bar with loads of options, identifiers are just as important here too. Here are some easy ways to label your sweets. 10 cards beside each cake or dessert with the flavor clearly listed. Another option, chalkboard menus. They list all of your dessert flavors, and chalkboards can be found everywhere and easy for anyone to see. Here's another pro tip. Delegate this task to someone with great penmanship. Label signs for items that contain nuts, gluten, or dairy. This is a non-negotiable if you want your guests to feel safe and cared for. Another, create upgraded signage that matches your wedding decor. Maybe framed cards, acrylic labels, or little wooden signs. I once had a guest who asked me multiple times which cookie was oatmeal raisin and another chocolate chip. From that moment, early in my wedding planning career, I've made sure we put up a simple sign at the dessert table. It truly speeds up the line, and everyone knows exactly what they're getting. That's the beauty of identifiers. They remove the guesswork and elevate the whole guest experience. So what happens if you skip identifiers altogether? Let's walk through that. For plated meals, well, 1, servers spend extra time asking, who had what? Delaying service and throwing off the timing of courses. I once observed a server circling a table trying to find the salmon eater while the mashed potatoes on his tray got cold. Just not the experience you want to envision. Number 2, guests may end up with the wrong entree, and trust me, nobody wants to swap plates mid-dinner. Number 3, the couple ends up frustrated watching things unfold instead of enjoying their own meal. For desserts, number 1, the dessert line stalls because guests can't figure out what's what. Number 2, guests with allergies risk grabbing the wrong item. And number 3, your dessert table looks chaotic and the polished effect you worked for is completely lost. So here's the bottom line. Meal identifiers may feel like a small detail, but they're one of many pieces of the puzzle that has to fit well for a seamless event. They ensure the reception runs smoothly, facilitate service, and assist guests during the event. Whether you use icons, stickers, ribbons, color cards, or what have you. Pair it with a simple spreadsheet and dessert signage, and you'll avoid so many unnecessary hiccups. Talk to your planner or stationer early about what works best for your style and your budget. It's quick, easy, cost-effective, and your caterer will absolutely thank you for it. And don't forget, if you'd like my free spreadsheet, my template is available to track your guest names, their table numbers, and meal choices. Just send me a message and I'll be happy to share it with you. That's it for today's episode of Busy Bride 101. Thanks for spending time with me on this less intense but oh so important topic. If you found these tips helpful, share this episode with a friend who's planning, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's next. See you next time.